Dipa Sudakara
Sachi Sutta Gaura Hari Nimai Sundara
Sachi Sutta Gaura Hari Nimai Sundara
Radha Baba Kanti Achadito Natabara
Radha Baba Kanti Achadito Natabara
Namananda Chapala Balakama Tribhaka
Namananda Chapala Balakama Tribhaka
Amanda Padana Tati Kausu Kanuraka Vidyati Urupa Chaura Dvaira Mohana
Vidyati Urupa Chaura Dvaira Mohana
Kaitika Savasva Samya Balika Kridana Lakshmi Prati Borodatta Udata Balaka
Lakshmi Prati Borodatta Udata Balaka
Srisha Chirapati Putra Shoka Nibaraka
Srisha Chirapati Putra Shoka Nibaraka
Lakshmi Pati Purvaresha Savakresha Hara
Lakshmi Pati Purvadeva Sarvakresha Hara
Digvijai Dharmahari Vishnu Priyeshwara
Digvijaya Dharmahari Vishnu Priyasara
Arya Dhamma Phala Putri Gaya Pindadata
Arya Dhamma Phala Putri Gaya Pindadata
Puri Shishya Madhva Shauja Sampradaya Pata
Puri Shishya Madhvacharya Sampradaya Pata
Krishna Namo Mata Krishna Tattva Adhyapaka
Krishna Namo Mata Krishna Tattva Adhyapaka
Nama Sankirtana Yuga Dharma Pravataka
Nama Sankirtana Yuga Dharma Pravataka
Advaita Bandhava Srinivasa Grihadhana
Advaita Bandhava Srinivasa Grihadhana
Nityananda Prana Gadadhare Rajivan
Nityananda Prana Gadadhara Jiva
Antadipa Shashadara Śrīmanta Vijaya
Antadipa Shashadara Samanta Vijoy
Gautrama Bihari Madhya Dipa Līlāśaya
Gautrama Bihari Madhya Dipa Līlāśaya
Baladipa Pati Dipa Maheshwara
Ola Dipa Pati Dipa Maheshwara
Anumodda Brahma Rudra Dipera Ishvara
Anumodda Brahma Rudra Dipera Ishvara
Navakanda Ranganatha Jana Vijivana
Navakanda Ranganatha Jana Vijivana
Jagai Madhayani Dubrita Tarana
Jagai Madhayani Dubrita Tarana
Nagara Kitana Singha Kaji Udharana
Nagara Kitana Singha Kaji Udharana
Shoshanama Pracharaka Bhaktati Harana
Shushanama Pracharaka Bhaktati Harana
Narayani Kripa Sindhu Jiveraniyanta
Narayana Kripa Sindhu Jivaraniyanta
Adhama Paluya Danti Bhakta Doshahanta
Adama Puraya Danti Bhakta Dosahanta
Śrī Krishna Caitanya Chandra Bharati Tarana
Śrī Krishna Caitanya Chandra Bharati Tarana
Parivrāja Shiromani Utkala Pavana
Parivrāja Shiromani Uttara Pavana
Ambulinga Bhuvanesha Kapotesha Pati
Ambulinga Bhuvanesha Kapotesha Pati
Nirachora Gopala Darshana Sudhikati
Nirachora Gopala Darshana Sudhikati
Nidandi Sannyasi Sarvabhauma Kripamoya
Nirajata Sati Sarvabhauma Kripamoya
Svananda Svadanandi Savasukashaya Purata Sundara Vasudeva Kanakarta
Purata Sundara Vasudeva
extra song in this morning's program. Keshwanand was going to choose a song. It's an extra song, so it's going to be special.
I didn't understand that.
Oh, okay. Now become a devotee. Learn about Nityananda and Gauranga. Then you'll be able to help us out. Govinda, Govinda.
Oh, sorry, I'm not prepared.
And very wonderful to be in the assembly of devotees. 6:30 in the morning in London, chanting happily the glories of Nitāi and Gauranga, being able to chant Hare Krishna freely and gently. Who would have, in Keshwanand Prabhu's words, who would have thunk it? Those of you who are not British, well, I also am puzzled by that. Thunk.
124.
Well, in my book it's page 130, but that's not going to help you.
So what's the secret?
Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra.
Okay, very perfect, just to perfect. Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra, Nitāi guṇamaṇi.
Here. Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra.
So somebody shout out loudly the number.
124.
124 in your book, 130 in the ethereal. By Lochan Das Ṭhākur. Yes, Keshan?
Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra, Nitāi guṇamaṇi.
Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra, Nitāi guṇamaṇi. Anya primera vanya vasala bani. Prema vanya loy Nitāi Gaurade. Jubilo bhakatana dina ina bhase. Dina ina patita āmāra nahi bhashe. Āmāra dulabha prema savakara dase. Āvara karuna sindhu katiya muhana. Gore gore bhule prema āmāra. Lochan bolo eno Nitāi jevana bhajiro. Janiya suniya se atmagati hoyo. Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra, Nitāi guṇamaṇi. Anya primera vanya vasala bani. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Nitāi. Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Gaur, Jaya Nitāi, Jaya Gaur. Nitāi guṇamaṇi āmāra, Nitāi guṇamaṇi. Oh, my Lord Nityananda, the jewel of all good qualities. Oh, Nitāi, the jewel of all good qualities, has brought a flood of ecstatic love of Godhead that has drowned the whole world. Lord Nityananda has brought this overwhelming deluge of love of Godhead to the land of Bengal on Lord Chaitanya's order. The devotees have been inundated by this deluge, but the unfortunate non-devotees have remained floating on that ecstatic ocean, floating above it. Oh dear. Lord Nityananda freely offered this rare gift of love of Godhead, which is difficult for even Lord Brahma to attain. So he offered this gift to the fallen and wretched souls who were not desirous of receiving it. The ocean of mercy had formerly been tightly sealed, but Lord Nityananda cut a channel in its boundary to allow the great flooding waves of ecstatic love to wash down from house to house. Lochan, the author, says, whoever has not worshipped this Lord Nitāi or accepted the great gift offered by him, that person knowingly commits suicide. So let us not be in that suicide squad, that suicide department. Because we are being offered the gift. We cannot say we've not been offered the gift, but are we going to take it, or are we just going to give lip service to it? So we must not be in that suicide squad. All right, then Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Śrī Advaita Gadadhar, Śrī Vasadi Gaurabhaktivinoda, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. It's on the wall. Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So like, anyway, two or three like this, short.
Bhakti Śrī Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda. Śrī Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda.
Jaya Gurudev. Nitāi Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaura Hari Bol. Nitāi Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitāi Gaura Hari Bol. Nitāi Gaur Premanandi, Hari Bol. Well, morning shows the day is an expression that Dol Govinda Shastri, the very Gurudev's Sanskrit teacher, he used that expression when glorifying Srila Govinda Maharaj. Morning shows the day. And so here we are on Nityananda's appearance day, and we can say, morning shows the day. We'll try to be one day in 365 days, Nityananda-centric for 26 hours. Because we all know if we try for any number of hours, we're going to be a little less. So if we try for 26 hours, we may get closer to 24. All right, and Jai Śrīla Gurudev ki Jai, Jai Śrīla Lochan ki Jai. This is for their neck, but our neck is here. So let us read from Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta, but I do have to pick up Caitanya-caritāmṛta from where we are. And we're going to read from the Adi-līlā of Caitanya-caritāmṛta. And Adi-līlā chapter number, let us see, it's the trunk, the main trunk of the tree of Krishna Prema, of Bhakti. The main trunk of the tree of Bhakti is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then two principal branches, which are Shara Shiroman. You were hearing in Lila Govinda. Two.
Isn't it Adi-līlā?
Yes. Nityananda. Yes, she got it right. Advaita Acharya, or Nityananda Prabhu and Advaita Acharya. From the main trunk of Mahaprabhu comes Nityananda, main branch, and Advaita Acharya, main branch. And this is in the section of Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Adi-līlā, the 5 features. The desire tree of devotional service, the expansions of Lord, or the trunk, the branches, the sub-branches of the Chaitanya tree. All right. So we're reading from Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta. So Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki Jai, and Jai Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī, the author ki Jai, and Jai Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat ki Jai, and Jai the author Śrīla Vrindavan Das Ṭhākur ki Jai. And in Chaitanya Bhagavat there is unlimited description, intense, heartfelt, full description of Nityananda Prabhu, also extensive. So let us see Nitya. Okay, we're going to start at the beginning, at least, and I'm not sure how many verses in this chapter, or many, okay, so we won't be able to read the whole chapter. All right, so we're going to start at the beginning, a good place to start. Advanced view, and to all the creators of the Veda base, and we know a husband and wife who were original creators, now running the bookshop in the
Radhadesh.
In Radha, I think it's Radhadesh, it's not Radhadesh, it's Radhadesh, even though they spell it that way. And so anyway, to all of the creators, but now it's slightly different now than what it used to be. Oh dear, it gave you a choice. Okay, I'm going to pull it back. Okay, so the very first verse of Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta, Adi-līlā, chapter 10, the trunk, branches and sub-branches of the Chaitanya tree. So, just because we are here, here's the first verse. It is in Sanskrit, composed by Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī. And I'll give you the translation, and then you can try to find out the words in the Sanskrit about the honey bee, etc. So let us see the translation. So Jai Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki Jai, Śrīla Gurudev ki Jai, Śrīla Guru Maharaj ki Jai, Śrīla Prabhupada ki Jai, and Bhagavan Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur ki Jai, and Śrīla Bhaktivinoda Ṭhākur ki Jai, Śrīla Guru ki Jai. Translation, verse 1. Let me repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto the bee-like devotees who always taste the honey of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahāprabhur. If even a doggish non-devotee somehow takes shelter of such devotees, he enjoys the aroma of the lotus flower. What a beautiful verse. Let me repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto the bee-like devotees. We don't want to be like, who was it imitated? Vishnu. And not sure. One personality in Srimad Bhagavatam imitated Vishnu. I am Vishnu. Who is this Krishna? Who is this Krishna? He is not Vishnu. I am Vishnu. And he literally, like a theatre, stuck on extra 2 arms and got some hair and saying this is the Srivatsa. Yeah. The Srivatsa, some special hair that only Vishnu has on his chest. And he's walking around, I am Vishnu, and he's very envious of Krishna. So be like devotees. We're not expecting anyone to come with flapping wings and black and yellow stripes and say, oh, I am this devotee that Krishnadas Kavirāja imitates. Okay, that Krishnadas Kavirāja describes. So be like in a certain context. Let me repeatedly offer my respectful obeisances unto the bee-like devotees who always taste the honey of the lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Even if a doggish non-devotee somehow takes shelter of such devotees, he enjoys the aroma of the lotus flower. And the verse, Śrī Caitanya padam bhoja, madhu pebhyo namo namaha, katanchit ashrayad jesham, sapi tad gandha bhag bhavet. Anyway, it's Sanskrit. Next verse is Bengali. You shall not get the translation because Jaya means victory and Jaya means glory. So you know the word Jaya. Then the words are Jaya Jaya Śrī Caitanya, Jaya Jaya Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda. See, little difference sometimes. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda. So this time he's done. Jaya Jaya Śrī Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda. Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhaktivinoda. And Bhaktivinoda means devotee section. Gaura Bhaktivinoda, the devotee section of Gauranga. Gauranga Bhaktivinoda. So when we're saying Śrī Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Śrī Advaita, Gadadhara, Śrīvas, Adi, heading, Śrīvas heading, the Gaura Bhaktivinoda, Gauranga's devotee section. All right. So in the previous chapter I've been explaining about the tree. The tree, the trunk, what we were describing just now. So the gardener, the description of Lord Chaitanya as the gardener and the tree, so he was the gardener of that tree, cultivating it, and he's the tree. The description of Lord Chaitanya as the gardener and the tree is inconceivable. Oh, so I've got a question about that. How do I understand it? Okay, the answer is it is inconceivable. Now, hear with attention about the branches of this tree. So, that verse, āmāra, this is yourself. Devananda Prabhu is a Malira, he's the gardener. So Malira is a gardener. Āmāra, a vriksha, kalpa vriksha, tree. Akatya katana, akatya. Akatya, inconceivable, katana, description. Akatya katana. Ebe, shunna, mukhya shakara nama vivarana. So listen. Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja is telling you to listen, not me. So pay attention. We're only passing on his message. Listen, O devotees. What did he say? Now hear with attention about the branches of this tree. Okay, Caitanya Gosaira Jata Parishada Chaya Guru Lagu Bhava Tara Na Hoya Nishchaya. Okay, the associates of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu were many, but none of them should be considered lower or higher. This cannot be ascertained. They have different qualities, but not that, oh, Mahaprabhu, these are lower associates, these are higher associates. And we should see this with the devotees. Devotees are devotees. They've all got different qualities. And this is talking about the pure devotees. What to speak of us, the ground level aspiring devotees. Jata, as many as there are. Mahanta, Koila, Ṭhāsabara, Ganana, and Ṭhāsabara, all of them. And Sabara, and it's in our song, Sabara. Sometimes, often people say Sevakara or Sabakara. And our dear Sagar Maharaj, he said there is no word Sevakara, by the way. He said there is no such word. So it's Sabakara, all, it means all, not Sevakara. We think, oh, it's Sevakara, it's Sabakara. So, Savara Ganana, count, Ganana, counting. Keha Koribari Nare Jeshta Lagu Krama. All the great personalities in the line of Lord Chaitanya enumerated these devotees, but they could not distinguish between the greater and the lesser. Very good. Ataiva, therefore, I offer my obeisances unto them as a token of my respect. I request them not to consider my offenses. That verse, Ataiva, Ṭhāsabara Kori Namaskara. Nama Matra. Nama, that is a token, it is something. Nama Matra Kori. Dosha, fault, we all know. Dosha na lobe āmāra. Don't take my fault, please. I offer my obeisances. Next verse, I offer my obeisances to all the dear devotees of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu, the eternal tree of love of Godhead. I offer my respects to all the branches of the tree, the devotees of the Lord who distribute the fruit of love of Krishna. And the verse, and this is a Sanskrit verse by Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja. And the beginning of the purport, Śrīla Kṛṣṇadāsa Kavirāja Gosvāmī sets the example of offering obeisances to all the preacher devotees of Lord Chaitanya without distinction as to higher and lower. Unfortunately, at present there are many foolish so-called devotees of Lord Chaitanya who make such distinctions. Okay, Srila Prabhupada addressing many points, pertinent points in the purport, and the verse is Vande Śrī Krishna Caitanya Premāmara Taro Priyam Shaka Rupan Bhakta Ganan Krishna Prema Phala Pradan. And then come back to Bengali. All right. The two brothers, Srivas Pandit and Sri Rama Pandit, started two branches that are well known in the world. The two brothers, Srivas Pandit and Sri Rama Pandit, started two branches that are well known in the world. So Srivasa Pandit, Ara, and Sri Rama Pandit, Dui Bhai, Dui Shaka, Jagate Vidita. And Shaka we get many times in this chapter. Shaka means branch. Branch. Then the two brothers, their two brothers were named Shripati and Srinidhi. So 2 plus 2 equals? 4. Oh, with no calculator. Very good. Their two brothers were named Shripati and Srinidhi. These 4 brothers and their servants and maidservants are considered one big branch. So Shripati, Srinidhi, Tara, Dui Sahodara, Chari Bhaira, Dasa, Dasi, Griha, Parikara. The 4 brothers, Dasa, Dasi, Griha, Parikara. The men servants and the lady servants. There is, next verse, there is no counting the sub-branches of these 2 branches. Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu held congregational chanting daily at the house of Srivas Pandit. These 4 brothers and their family members, fully engaged in the service of Lord Chaitanya, they knew no other god or goddess. Another big branch was Acharya Ratna and his associates. And his associates were sub-branches. Acharya Ratna. Acharya Ratna was also named Sri Chandrasekhar Acharya. In a drama in his house, Lord Chaitanya played the role of the goddess of fortune. And that description in Chaitanya Bhagavat is also amazing. It's Chaitanya Bhagavat, amazing things in the earlier pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu before his sannyas. Amazing parts there. Okay, then next verse, Pundarik Vidyanidhi. By the way, has anybody ever heard of Pundarik Vidyanidhi? Here, there was a devotee called Pundarik Vidyanidhi. Anyone knows anything of him? He was in Navadip in 1982 with us.
Do you know where he was from, Maharaj?
England,
All right.
a country in northern Europe,
Yeah, I don't know him.
but I don't know where he's from.
A famous name, servant of a very famous name.
A servant of the...
A famous devotee. Yeah, right now.
Oh, he's a disappeared from our radar devotee, but we knew him back in those days. Anyway, his devotees do keep coming in our mind that we have not seen or heard about for now over 40 years. Actually, because when he disappeared, not disappeared, died, but when he went into the material world. But must be a devotee then. Okay, anyway, this is Pundarik Vidyanidhi. The 3rd big branch was so dear to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that in his absence, Lord Chaitanya himself would sometimes cry. Hare Krishna. You know it's going to take a long time to get to Nityananda, don't you? But it's all good. And Srila Prabhupada constantly quoting from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur too, and from Vishwanath Chakravarti and from other sources about his personalities. Boro Shaka, a big branch. Boro, not Bada. At least we know this one. Boro Shaka. Gadadhara Pandita Gosai. Okay, Boro Shaka, Gadadhara Pandita Gosai. Teho Lakshmi Rupa, Tara Sama Kehanai. Like him, there is no one else. Gadadhar Pandit Another branch is described as an incarnation of the pleasure potency of Śrī Krishna. No one therefore can equal him. Deho Lakshmi Rupa. Hare Krishna. Tara Shishya Upa Shishya. His disciples and disciples of his disciples. So Tara Shishya Upa Shishya. Tara Upa Shaka. So Upa Shaka, the sub-branches. E Mata Soba Shaka Upa Shakara Lekha. So the disciples and grand-disciples are his sub-branches. To describe them all would be difficult. Next verse. Vakreshvara Pandit. Who knows what Vakreshvara Pandit was famous for? Put up your hand if you know. Keshvananda knows. Vakreshvara Pandit. Famous for?
Dancing.
Put up your hand. For what?
Dancing.
Dancing. Yes. He said he could dance for 72 hours. How long is 72 hours? Calculator. Oh, 3 days. Yes, he could dance for 3 days continuously without stopping for the satisfaction of the Lord. And he was one of the principal dancers in the Rath Yatra, in those groups that danced at the Rath Yatra with Mahāprabhur. Vakreshvara Pandit. Vakreshvara Pandit. Prabhura of Prabhu. Boro Priya Bhritya. Eka bhave or chabisha prahara jara nritya. Okay, Vakreshvara Pandit, another branch of the tree, was a very dear servant of Lord Chaitanya. He could dance with constant ecstasy for 72 hours. If I just kept reading, you'd have got it. He could dance with constant ecstasy, not just dance and flop around, but with constant ecstasy for 72 hours. Next, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu personally sang while Vakreshvara Pandit danced. And thus Vakreshvara Pandit fell at the lotus feet of the Lord and spoke as follows. Yes, what did he say? O Chandra Mukha, Gauranga Sundar, Chandra Mukha, moon-like. Oh no, Chandra Mukha. What? It doesn't give a translation of.
It says, "Oh moon."
Oh yeah,
face
moon-like
one.
moon face one. Yes, okay. There's something a little different in the new. The new Veda base has been a little bit redesigned. Okay, everything is good. Oh Chandramukha, please give me 10,000 Gandharvas. So this is what Vakreshvara Pandit, who could dance in ecstasy for 72 hours. He said to Mahāprabhu, oh, please give me 10,000 Gandharvas, singers. Let them sing as I dance, and I will be greatly happy. What kind of insatiable desire, practically, for chanting in ecstasy.
Somebody asked Śrīdhara Maharaj about this verse. It was...
And? Very
Described-
good. Somebody asked, and what was the answer?
Described who is this personalities. Aniruddha, I don't know.
Who is
Who is Vakreshvara Pandit. And it was also about ring. I have one ring, or about ring.
and actually there is not a... Oh, for Chandrasekhar, in the purport here, okay, in the purport, in the Gaura Ganodesh Deepika, which is a book which gives the parallel Lila of Mahaprabhu Lila and Krishna Lila, there it is stated that Vakreshvara Pandit was an incarnation of Aniruddha. Okay. You would be allowed breakfast today if there were breakfast, but you're still not allowed breakfast. Aniruddha, who is one of the quadruple expansions of Vishnu, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Aniruddha and Pradyumna. He could dance wonderfully for 72 continuous hours. when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu played in dramatic performances in the house of Srivas Pandit, Vakreshvara Pandit was one of the chief dancers, and he danced continuously for that length of time. Śrī Govinda Das, an Oriya devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, has described the life of Vakreshvara Pandit in his book, Gaura Kṛṣṇadāsa. There are many disciples of Vakreshvara Pandit in Orissa, the area of Jagannath Puri, and they are known as Gauriya Vaishnavas, although they are Oriyas, because Gaura also refers to the sweet land in which Navadip is situated. And they are known as Gauriya Vaishnavas, although they are Oriyans. Among these disciples are Śrī Gopala Guru and his disciple Śrī Dhyana Chandra Gosvāmī. Now you know. And if you would like to know who the Gandharvas are, that purport. The Gandharvas, who are residents of Gandharva Loka, are celebrated as celestial singers. Whenever singing is needed in the celestial planets, the Gandharvas are invited to sing. The Gandharvas can sing continuously for days, and therefore Vakreshvara Pandit wanted to dance as they sang. Prabhu Bole, Mahaprabhu said, Tumi Mora Pakha Eka Shaka, and Pakha, a wing. You are one wing of me. Akashe uditama jadi pai ara Pakha. So Lord Chaitanya replied, I have only one wing like you. If I had another, certainly I would fly in the sky. What a beautiful description. Pandita Jagarananda, Prabhura Prana Rupa of Mahaprabhu's Prana Rupa, manifestation of his energy, of his prana, life. Life and soul, saying this Prana Rupa. Loke Khyata Jena Satya Bhamara Svarupa. Pandita Jagarananda, Pandit Jagarananda, the sixth branch of the Chaitanya tree, was celebrated as the life and soul of the Lord. He is known to have been an incarnation of Satyabhama, one of the chief queens of Lord Śrī Krishna. Okay, next verse. Jagarananda Pandit, as an incarnation of Satyabhama, always wanted to see to the comfort of Lord Chaitanya. But since the Lord was a sannyasi, he did not accept the luxuries that Jagarananda Pandit offered. And he didn't offer any, what are those baths called? Sauna baths? That have spouts all around and things like that. I mean, and what, jacuzzi. He didn't offer him a jacuzzi and things. They were just very simple things, like a mattress which wasn't a coconut mat. Things just very simple things. What else?
He gave him some very expensive oil.
He did. Okay, this, we accept that. All right, anyway. Mahaprabhu and Jagarananda sometimes appear to fight over trifles. That doesn't mean the food trifles. It means over trifling matters, over small matters. But these quarrels were based on their affection, of which I shall speak later. And remember, we're in the very early part of Chaitanya-caritāmṛta. He's setting the whole scene. And once you read even one verse, you just got to look forward to what's going to come. And when you get to the end of the book, oh my goodness, you just got to start again. So, some definition of eternity is there. Next, Raghava Pandit, Lord Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu's original follower, is understood to have been another branch. From him proceeded another sub-branch, headed by Makaradvaja Kara. Now you all want to know who they are, so please read the purport. Text 25. Tahara Bhagini. Okay, so Raghava Pandit's sister. Damayanti. Prabhura Priya Dasi. Of Mahaprabhu, very dear lady servitor. Prabhura Bhoga Samagri Jay Kore Varamashi. Raghava Pandit's sister Damayanti was a dear maid servant of the Lord. She always collected various ingredients with which to cook for Lord Chaitanya. And again, Srila Prabhupada quoting from Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's Anubhasya. We are getting Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's commentary with Srila Prabhupada's commentary. This way, what we've been given in English, what we've been given, like clearly you say, as it is, as Srila Prabhupada, like the title of his Gita, we are getting all things. It's not we're missing out on anything. And in Caitanya-caritāmṛta, we're getting from these high books that we hear the names of with the big circle and do not enter caution. But we're getting the substance very carefully presented. So we are not missing out by keeping our limited attention and limited time in our life to Caitanya-caritāmṛta and the books of Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudeva and Srila Guru Maharaj. Not only we're not missing out, we're getting the very best nourishment for our time in this world, which we all know is limited, very limited. Say sabasang samagri, ingredients. The foods Damayanti cooked for Lord Chaitanya when he was at Puri were carried in bags by her brother, Raghava, without the knowledge of others. I don't know how that, or so many things are achintya, inconceivable, because it's told how much was carried. And I think there were 3 servants who carried those bags, I mean arranged by Raghava Pandit, but how was that kept a secret? Vaishnavas and secrets don't go down don't seem to go side by side. Anyway, many things are inconceivable. Next verse, the Lord accepted these foods throughout the entire year. Those bags are still celebrated as Raghavera Jali, the bags of Raghava Pandit. I shall describe the contents of the bags of Raghava Pandit later in this book. And as we are fasting this morning, just as well, he won't be describing them today, because you'll hear all sorts of delicious preparations, and we shouldn't be thinking too much about those this morning. So I'll describe these later in the book. Hearing this narration, devotees generally cry and tears glide down from their eyes. So that's something to look forward to. Don't go away, stay here every morning and listen. Pandit Gangadas was another dear branch of the tree of Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu. One who remembers his activities attains freedom from all bondage. So then we immediately, when we read this in Vila Govinda, we immediately thought, oh, what are his activities? We better go and find out. So we can remember his activities. Gangadas. Anyway, Gangadas, he was the astrologer for Nimai's birth, and before his birth, and then after his birth, he was his astrologer, and he was astounded. Pandit Gangadas. Chaitanya Parshad, not Chaitanya Prashad. Also in the songs we have Parshad, morning songs. Chaitanya Parshad. Parshad means an eternal associate. So Chaitanya Parshad. Śrī Acharya Purandara. Pita Kori Jare Bale Gauranga Sundara. So Śrī Acharya Purandara, another branch, was a constant associate of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The Lord accepted him as his father. And I'll read the purport, it's short. It is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat, that we mentioned, has a lot of the early pastime, broad, big description. It is described in Chaitanya Bhagavat that whenever Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited the house of Raghava Pandit, who we just heard about, whose sister made all those ingredients, he also visited Purandara Acharya immediately upon receiving an invitation. Purandara Acharya is to be considered most fortunate because the Lord used to greet him by addressing him as his father and embracing him in great love. Beautiful. Damodara Pandit Shaka Premete Prachanda Prabhura Uppare Jeho Koila Bhakya Danda. Damodar Pandit, the 10th branch of the Chaitanya tree, was so elevated in love of Lord Chaitanya that he once unhesitatingly chastised the Lord with strong words. I read it but not hear it. Later in the Caitanya-caritāmṛta, I shall describe this incident of chastisement in detail. The Lord, being very much satisfied by this chastisement, sent Damodar Pandit to Navadip to do what? To take care, to protect his mother. So if he can be so protective to me, then he's a fit person to protect my mother, Sachi Devi. So, all kinds of service for all kinds of personalities. Yes? Another branch, the younger brother of Damodar Pandit, was known as Shankara Pandit. He was celebrated as the shoes of the Lord. Who are you? I'm the shoes of the Lord. Oh, okay. Just accept it, be happy and accept it. Sadashiva Pandit, another branch, was always eager to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. It was his good fortune that when Lord Nityananda came to Navadip, he resided at his house. Hare Krishna, yes, okay. Śrī Nrsimha Upasaka, Pradyumna Brahmachari, Prabhutara Nama Koila Nrsimhananda Kori. Yes, another branch was Pradyumna Brahmachari. Since he was a worshipper of Lord Nrsimhadev, Śrī Caitanya Mahaprabhu changed his name to Nrsimhananda Brahmachari. Purport is there for your homework, your ashram work. Narayana Pandit Eka Boroi Udara Chaitanya Charana Binu Nahi Jane Ara. He knew nothing except Mahaprabhu's feet. Narayan Pandit, another branch, a great and liberal devotee. Liberal, Udara, okay? Liberal, Udara. Great and liberal devotee, did not know any shelter but Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet. Alright, we're going to stop here. We're in the middle of a long list of branches, sub-branches, etc., glories of different devotees of the Lord. And we will come to Nityananda Prabhu in a very prominent way in due course. But as the king does not go somewhere without his entourage, and in the time, in India time, previous India time, really they didn't go without elephants, horses, soldiers and all these things. A massive thing. So similarly, the Lord doesn't come here alone. So here, so many Parshas, eternal servitors of the Lord, their names, their glories being given. And we're going to come to Nityananda after hearing all of these. And okay, Krishnadas Kavirāja saying, we cannot say who is less and who is more, but Nityananda, we can say something about his glories. Alright, so Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta ki jai, Śrī Krishnadas Kavirāja Gosvāmī ki jai. And Śrī Caitanya Bhagavat ki jai, Śrī Vrindavan Das Ṭhākur ki jai. Okay, we're meant to finish by 8, so we have 1.5 minutes. Depending on which clock we look at I notice the clocks here in the ashram are not all the same time. A little bit like the churches around Vila Govinda ashram. The churches all strike a little different from time. In case you miss one, you can catch the next one. Oh, okay, exactly. So, very helpful. It's a very helpful arrangement, purposefully done, no doubt. So, Hari Haraya Nama Krishna from Radharani Revidasi. You are the quietest in the room. We all voted in your absence.
Yes.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopa Govinda Ram Śrī Madhusudana. Giridhari Gopinada Madana Mohana. Śrī Caitanya Nityananda Śrī Advaita Chandra. Gadadhara Śrīvasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Jaya Rupa Sanatana Bhattaraguna. Śrīla Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raguna. Nitāi Gosai Kori Jana Bandana. Jaha Hoite Vinana Svapishta Purana. Nitāi Gosai Guri Karadasa. Tasavara Padarino Mura Panchagasa. Tarita Charana Siddhi Bhakti Samina. Janame Janame More Adi-līlā. Nitāi Gosai Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Gauri Lapnakasa. Anande Bolo Hari Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Magayama. Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Padmanodiyas. Hari Nam Sankirtane Bodhi Narotamadas. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Shri Guru Gauranga Sundar Radha Giridhari Juki Jai. Jai Navadip Saprika Shri Guru Gauranga Gandhava Govinda Sundar Juki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Deva Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Sundar Govinda Deva Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Guru Maharaj Vishnupad Śrīla Bhakti Raka Śrī Deva Gosvāmī Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Shri Prabhupada Śrīla A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Bhagavan Śrīla Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Ṭhākur Ki Jai. Guru Vaga Ki Jai. Namacharya Śrīla Haridas Ṭhākur Ki Jai. Śrī Nityananda Appearance Day Ki Jai. Jai Śrī Ekachakra Dham Ki Jai. Jai Śrī Harai Pandit Padmavati Seva Kun.
Padmavati Day.
Padmavati, I think. Seva Kunj, that's the name of the building. Ki Jai. And Jai Śrī, I think, Nityananda Gauranga and Śrī Nityananda and Gauranga, or Śrī Gauranga Śrī Nityananda. Ki Jai. The actual size deities of Mahaprabhu and Nityananda in Ekachakra. The size given by Guru Maharaj. Told how tall is Mahaprabhu, how tall is Nityananda. Those deities manifested today. Today is the day that they were installed in the temple. And amazing also kirtan there. With the South Americans on the mridangos and the dancing. They're wanting to compete with Vakreshwara and the Gandharvas for the singing and dancing and with enthusiasm. That day today, so the installation of the deities of Nityananda and Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Ekachakra Dham Ki Jai.
In 2010, in 2010 or 2009?
Not 2010. 2010 the Nat Mandir was opened. Srila Gurudev was present directly, and we were with Gurudev in Calcutta, in Dum Dum Park, and that was one of the first times where some live broadcast by Nitāi Chandra. But the internet was not good in Ekachakra, but we got some bits and sitting with Gurudev with his computer, seeing on the computer some things. So that year is when the Nat Mandir was opened, and then that time Acharya Maharaj promised to Gurudev that next year the deities will be installed, and he was a man to fulfill his promise, and he did fulfill that promise very happily. So it was 2011 when the deities were installed. But Gurudev disappeared 2010 after Gaurapanima. Now Gaurapanima next, as we said yesterday, then I think it's full moon tomorrow maybe, or the next day. And but the next full moon is Gaurapanima, and then a month later approximately Gurudev disappeared from this world on the day after Ekadashi.
Was April the 10th, 2010?
April the 10th.
Yeah, 2010.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So, Jai Shri Dum Dum Park, Shri Guru Gauranga, Radha Madana Mohan Juki Jai. We can remember there too, very happily. All right, London, Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai, and today's festival, and I think we need to start it. Well, we have to ask the boss. But we heard yesterday a mention of 11:30, but that's kind of late. Gurudev always wanted prasadam to be on time, but not after 1 o'clock. And so we need to really begin. 10:30 is normal. We can happen. We've been here 2 hours, more than 2 hours this morning, continuously singing and reading. It just goes in a blink of an eye, really. Especially if you doze off in the middle.
Yeah, I find it speeds things up.
All right. And Jai Shri fasting for Nityananda's appearance day until noon Ki Jai. Nitāi Gaur Premanandi. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya Acharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Swati Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Grantara Śrīman Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Śrī Caitanya-caritāmṛta Ki Jai. And we didn't even have time to read a second book today, which I did have in mind. Normally we try to read a book of Gurudev or Guru Maharaj as a continuous morning program, and another book as a continuous evening program.
I will ask Saraswati to come here for
yes.
time.
Yes, yes. Nitāi go, Premanandi.